Okay, so we're going to get our whiteboard set up, and in order to get the whiteboard set up with for our graph, we want to have everyone to have the same scale. So then we can compare the different sizes of marbles and see how the curve is different for each of them. So to get it set up so that we all have the same scale, what we need is your axes are going to be 50 centimeters. So the x is 50 centimeters, the y is 50 centimeters. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have the tick marks at even intervals. The tick marks on the bottom are going to be 10 centimeters. The tick marks on the y-axis are going to be 5 centimeters. So you're going to get the graph set up like that. So that's the first step. So now pause this video and get the graph set up just like this. Anything in brown you don't need to set up. It's just the blue is what should be on your graph. So next, what I've added to the graph is I have added the labels here. So between each tick mark is 10 centimeters on the bottom. Every tick mark is 5 centimeters here. 5 centimeters of a diameter of the circle. So this is a circle with a diameter of 5 centimeters. This is a circle with a diameter of 10 centimeters. And then on the y-axis here, every tick mark is 25 marbles. So that's 25 marbles, 50 marbles, 75, then you'd have 100, and so on and so forth until you've labeled all of them up to the top. So now pause this video and with your group, get that set up. Next, we add the labels. So the bottom x-axis is the diameter of the circle. Notice I've put my units is centimeters here, because that's what we're measuring in. The y-axis here is number of marbles, and notice I've done parentheses and then n, just to stand for number of marbles. That's going to be our units. So pause the video now. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to add the data points. To add the data points, you look at your lab, and then you say, oh, maybe the lab had said the first one was 4 centimeters. I'm just making up numbers here. And maybe it was 20 marbles. So then I put a data point there. Maybe next one was 8 centimeters in diameter and 98 marbles. So I'd put a data point there. What you also see is the uncertainty boxes here. So this is, we weren't quite sure if the diameter was exactly 4 centimeters. We were to within plus or minus 0.5 or plus or minus 0.3 of a centimeter. So that's what I've added here. And how I do that is I look at my data point and then I say, oh, if this is 5 centimeters, this is 10 centimeters, I'm going to find what's about half a centimeter. So half a centimeter in either direction, 0.5 of a centimeter, it's probably something like that. Our uncertainty in marbles was 1 marble. So 1 marble, if this is 0 marbles, that's 25 marbles, is going to be just a little bit higher. So something like that. So our boxes for this experiment are going to be kind of long and narrow here. All right, so pause the video now to add the data points and uncertainty boxes. Okay, so the next things you need to add to your whiteboard are the equation here, and then the size of the marble, because every group had different sizes of a marble. So the equation you should have in your lab below the graph that you've inserted. If you don't, make sure you do get that in there, because I will be looking for the equation when I grade the lab. So you're going to put the equation here. You can get this from your graph in Desmos as well. And what it is it's the number of marbles. So in Desmos we saw that as M. So it's marbles equals, and then this in Desmos was A, and that's whatever you adjusted that A slider to. So maybe you say it was marbles equals 0.5, or maybe it was 0.25, or maybe it was 1.1. Whatever your number here for the A value, you'll put that in right there. I've left it blank. Times the diameter of the circle squared is what you get here. So number of marbles equals whatever your A value is times the diameter of the circle squared. Now the next thing you want to put on your graph is the marble size here. So you take one of the marbles, measure it, and put the size on right there as well. Then finally you're going to trace your curving pattern going through the center of all of the data points.